What is up, guys? Welcome to episode number 33 of the Good Point Bro podcast. My name is Caden. This is my little bro, Cam. We know you're going to love today's episode, so please go ahead and hit that like, comment, subscribe button, whatever you're feeling. All three. Who knows?
Trying to hit 300 subs after this pod. I think we're at 289.
Yeah, I think we can for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, we're going to hit 3. We'll hit 300.
300.
That's gas.
So that's like 100 a month. We've been doing it for 4 months. Like December will mark 4. Once we hit
mid-December, yeah.
So like 100 subscribers a month.
Yeah.
Basically, that's not bad.
It's exponential.
So I appreciate all the love and support you guys have given us.
You're what?
Huh?
You're not comfortable?
I was like...
You're adjusting?
Hooked on the wire.
Oh, yeah. Scared to move?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got a packed episode. Sports are raging right now. There's so much to talk about. It's so much fun. We've been
so
watching
much
a
sadness
lot.
Too. If you
We'll
live
get
in
into
Alabama.
that later.
Yeah.
I can't start there. It'll just ruin the vibe for the rest of the podcast.
Let's start with the Lakers.
All right,
Because
we'll
I'm a
start
LeBron
with you.
fan, and I love when the Lakers do good. And
AD
I'm
dropped
shocked at what's
55,
happening.
99 in his last 2 games.
The only player to do that was Wilt Chamberlain and Kevin McHale. So joining pretty elite company there. To do 99 points with 70% shooting.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I was about to say somebody did 114 this season.
It was the same thing when you said Micah Parsons had 12 sacks.
Oh yeah, okay.
But anyways, but yeah, this is all the Lakers needed. The formula for after 2020 when they won in the bubble was AD take the mantle, LeBron's aging, and let LeBron like just be the point guard, give it AD easy looks, one-on-ones. That was the formula. It didn't happen, but it seems like now it's starting to happen.
Yeah, AD.
If only they had just more shooters.
Yeah, because the whole thing was it's AD's team.
Right.
It's changing his number to 6. Right. And then it just never really happened because he's made of glass. But this season he seems like he's healthy so far. So praying that continues. Obviously we don't wish injury, but I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully, if he stays healthy and they keep playing like they've won 8 of the last 10.
Yeah.
If he keeps playing like this, who knows, man?
To me,
right now they're a playoff. Like they're playing probably when they're playing, or maybe they're a 6 seed.
I think they're if they keep playing like this, they're gonna end up at a top 4 seed.
They'd have to keep going 8 for 10.
I know, but
because they started off so bad.
The West is so much like the East of last year. The top seed in the West is gonna win 53 games. It's gonna be like last year. So
I think the Suns have quite a good bit of wins.
I don't know. I know I looked and it's wide open, dude. It's gonna be like the East of last year. So if the Lakers can just squeak out 50 wins, then they're gonna be a top 4 seed. I think.
Played against Kuzma. Think Kuzma playing that game?
I'm sure he plays for the Wizards.
Yeah, my boy Lonnie Walker's a baller. Another 20.
Yeah, how did the Lakers draft so well?
Kuzma had dropped 26.
Yeah.
10 for 21.
I hate that we lost Kuzma, man.
1 for 7 from 3 though.
And what's cool about that is that we literally traded for AD and didn't give up Kuzma, which was like the biggest win ever. And then we just let him go later.
Phoenix is 16-7, so it's really not that bad. I mean, let's see.
They're 16-7.
Yeah.
So they'd be on pace for like 55 wins. Something like that.
And then New Orleans is 2 with 15, 14, 14, 13, 13, 13, 13, 14, 11. That's the standings.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's
and then 11, 11, 10, 10, 6, 6. So I don't know, man. I mean, I guess we'll just have to see. The Boston has 19 in the East, so that's the best in the league right now.
Yeah, Boston's balling.
So is AD with these last performances? Is he boosted himself into the MVP conversation?
No, because I looked at his stats. He's only averaging like a little over
in the league, I think.
Points.
That's 6th in the NBA.
I know, but you're 10-12 right now. You're not in that MVP conversation yet. They gotta be
first in rebounds,
at least a top 6-5 seed for him to enter the MVP conversation.
I don't know.
And he's got to keep putting up performances like this, because Joel Embiid was doing the same thing last year and didn't even win MVP with a top 4
That's what Joel Embiid. He had 114 in 2 games. That's who it was.
Yeah. So he's gotta They got to keep winning a lot of games for him to be in the MVP conversation, but what he's doing is not hurting, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude, 8-10. I mean, and then Russ, I mean, I love him off the bench. He's so per 30 or 42 or whatever they do. He still has more turnovers this year than even last year, which is crazy.
That's insane.
But besides that, off the bench, he's been more efficient because he doesn't shoot as much. Last night, I think he had 15 assists, so really distributing the ball. I think he reads rotations better off like the second group. Like I don't think anyone. I think he's the most athletic player on the floor when he's with the second groups.
Yeah,
and I think that helps him too.
I think they could have just one of the best benches in the league with him off the bench because he's just going to provide that spark. And I like what he's doing with the hustle plays, and he's just really diving into that role as just like a hustle player, good defender, gets a lot of assists, doesn't shoot the ball a lot, just a smart player. And if he can cut down the turnovers, I think he'd be a valuable piece for the Lakers.
He could be like a 6 man of the year if he cuts down the turnovers.
Yeah, but
he really could.
He can't have 5 turnovers.
I think he had 6 last night.
Yeah,
that is rough.
I think the reason why he gets turnovers so much is because he plays so fast and ahead of himself. He'll just take a dribble and like spaz, and it just bounces off his foot.
Well, have you seen that?
If you watch his turnovers, it's like he drives 3 people on him. He doesn't know where to go and just throws it. It's just dumb plays.
Have you seen that one turnover he had like 3 games ago? Or maybe a little bit more than that, but like last week sometime. And AD came up to the top of the key to have him hand him the ball. And he just throws it at AD and it hits him in the face from like 3 feet away.
It's dumb. It's dumb plays.
And it like bounces off AD's face. AD's just like grabs his face and just like he's like,
what
bro.
the heck?
Yeah, like just smoked him in the face. And then obviously the other team got the ball and took it down. But who knows? I don't even know if they scored or not. I just saw that Russ smoked him in the face. Yeah, I know everyone wants Harbaugh. Apparently, the team that people are looking for the most is Jeff Saturday doesn't re-sign, and they sign him to the Colts.
Oh, okay. We can talk about that later.
I think Jim Harbaugh's there. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he finally found success. They're rooting for him. He said he's going to stay. He'll be there next year.
Well, by the way, we're talking about a lot of
teams. I said Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying a lot of NFL teams are trying to, I guess, recruit Harbaugh to go back to the NFL. But I think that, it would be funny if Michigan did reach the championship game and then got smacked again by Georgia. And Jim's like, listen, I just can't. It's either I go to the SEC or I'm never winning a national championship. And then maybe he goes to the NFL.
Yeah. You'd think who did Auburn get again?
Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure Auburn's a really good school. They'll get back to it at some point. Sure.
Who is the best player in the NBA under 25 years old?
Oh, that's Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
But Luka's the best player under 25 because he's top 3 in the league. There's no other player under 25 that's top 3 in the league, so that's an easy one for me.
I see how it's an easy one for you. The better and better the Celtics get, it's hard for me not to thrust Tatum into the top 5.
But we've seen both of them in the playoffs, though. And Luka just straight balls in the playoffs and at a horrible finals.
But
that's more of a team.
But are we not looking at who Luka's coaches and their game plan? Like James
You're
Harden.
Saying it's like
James Harden put up 37 with the Rockets.
You're saying it's like what's that guy, the coach for the USC?
Caleb or Lincoln Riley?
Yeah, you're saying it's like Lincoln Riley?
No, I'm saying it's like isn't the Mavs coach the coach from the Houston Rockets?
Jason Kidd.
Okay.
That was Mike D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni, the way that he handled James Harden is the way that the Mavs are doing Luka. He touches the ball 99% of the time. It runs through him. Even if somebody else scores, nobody else is getting a shot. Nobody's in a rhythm. It's just Luka, which is good. It's good for, one, he's a superstar, so like you're going to get people in the seats and stuff, and he's going to be a big attraction for the NBA. But as far as just being a team that's going to go deep into the playoffs and win it.
Well, they went in the Western Conference Finals last year, and he was 22.
Yeah, and so did James Harden.
He's 22.
James Harden went to the Western Conference Finals also.
Yeah, and should have won and beat the Warriors, but his teammate got hurt. So, it was working, and they won 65 games.
Right, they're going to win. I'm just saying, name a finals team where there was a guy that shot as many times as James Harden and Luka. Maybe Kobe?
I don't know.
And Kobe's teams weren't bad either.
I think that Luka has the it factor and is just he's just a baller, and he has that just mental toughness that Jason Tatum I haven't seen yet. I don't know. I don't know if Jason Tatum has that it factor yet.
He has the it factor. He dunked on LeBron at 20.
Okay, that doesn't matter.
I'm just saying he's a
doesn't
freak
matter
athlete.
if you dunk.
He's a freak athlete.
He is not a freak athlete.
He has a build. He has the build.
A freak athlete.
He has the build that goats have.
So does Luka.
No, Luka doesn't.
Luka's
Luka doesn't
big.
have that athleticism that goats have.
I know, but he has that touch that nobody has. Which
I agree.
Which is going to help
I'm
him in the
with you on
longevity
Luka.
of it.
I think you're underestimating Jason Tatum just because he had a bad performance
So
in
you're
the
saying
finals.
Tatum is better than Luka?
No, I said he's top 5, and it makes it more of a debate now.
Okay.
It's not.
You can say it makes it more.
You said
your question was who is the best?
right. It's
I
the way
said Luka.
I'm only responding to the way that you answered.
Yeah,
where you
'cause I said
said
it's not close.
Luka, it's not close without a doubt, and I was like, I don't know, because this dude is good and he can ball, and he's leading his team to the 1 seed like now back-to-back years. I think they're the 3 seed.
No,
last
they
year.
were not the 1 seed. Yeah, the Heat was.
Or they were the 2 seed actually. But
They were the
regardless,
2 seed. I don't know. I think Luka has shown me more than Tatum has so far.
I think Tatum had a fine finals fine playoffs until the finals.
Yeah, he was fine, but he's so up and down, dude. He is so up and down. Like one stat line you'll see he has like 12 points and he shot 7 for 21, and then other games he'll have like 45. It just makes no sense. There's not a lot of consistency. With Luka, I know what I'm going to get every single game. And if he's not efficient, he still affects the game in so many other ways. Jason Tatum reminds me a lot of Kawhi Leonard. He's just a he's just a good two-way player. But a guy like Luka affects the game in so many different ways and dictates the pace of the game. Jason Tatum doesn't have that. Jason Tatum is a two-way defender or two-way player. I don't know why I can't say that.
Yeah, he's
But
a 2-way player.
I mean, Luka, I
The
think
worst
affects
build
the
in
game.
2K.
Yeah, two-way player.
Yeah.
But Luka affects the game in just every facet of the game. It's crazy.
All right. You good there?
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I think that was good. All right, star bench cut. We got Devin Booker, James Harden, Donovan Spider Mitchell.
I'm going to start Booker. I'm not going to disrespect him like that. He's been good for a long time. The Phoenix Suns have been really good the last three years. So I'm going to start Booker. He's a superstar. I'm going to bench Donovan Mitchell. He's been balling for the Cavs. I think he has the most 30-point games this year out of any player.
I'm not 100%. I can't. But
I'll
take it for it.
Like, I know he's at the top of, like, scoring this year. The Cavs are balling, and I'm going to cut James Harden. He's been hurt. When he was playing this season, he looked pretty good, but, I mean, he's just getting older. Yeah. And he didn't look good last playoff, so.
Yeah, I like those picks. I'm not going to argue it.
All right.
I'll leave it as is. I think that's all we got for the NBA right now.
All right, bro.
That's the thing about the NBA right now is, like, big NBA fan, but the
Once
NFL rules
Yeah.
the nation until February.
Once it passed Christmas, then it's like NBA.
Probably till
time.
February.
Yeah, something like that.
February, NBA will kick up quite a bit, but especially if the Lakers are contending.
Yeah, it's
That's
big
just
for the
gonna be-
It's so good for ESPN when the Lakers are good.
Like you
they're
said, like
loving
you had
this right
said, you had said this the other day, but like when the Yankees are good, the MLB is good.
Yeah,
When the Cowboys are good, the NFL is
Yeah.
good. When the Lakers are good,
the
the NBA is good.
Because there's Lakers fans everywhere. If you watch the Wizards game, people were going nuts when the
Right.
Lakers were.
What's up, Joshy?
Oh, people were going crazy when the Lakers were balling the way they were
Yeah.
in Washington. So
No, I agree completely. Move over in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with the Dolphins. I just want to start with this. I said you're being weird right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's
no,
doing.
I'm
right
doing fine.
Just
I don't
relax.
understand.
You're just looking at this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
I'm
then-
waiting for you to try to defend Tua.
Listen, okay,
To
yeah.
defend the undefendable.
I said Tua would throw for 300 yards. He threw for 295. I said he'd throw 3 touchdowns. He threw 2. His 2 picks, one was off Tyreek Hill's hands. It was a little bit of a high throw. It was off his hands. Great
also
play by the
fumbled.
defender. He did not fumble.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did. He fumbled.
Then you're the first person I've heard say it.
I
But
just
and
saw it on the TV. Said
Okay,
he threw 2 picks and fumbled.
I didn't see the fumble. And then the second pick was a great play by the defenders either. A lot of his throws, he was just missing a little bit high. His timing was off. He had both tackles out, which no one wants to mention. Both tackles were out. The 49ers line was getting to him like crazy, which understandably, they're the best defense in the NFL. They've given up 20 points or more one time all year. It was to the GOAT, Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs. No one else has scored 20. So for him to score 17 without both tackles isn't like he's not, it's just a terrible game for him. He's set the ceiling that high to where now it looks like a bad game. It's not up to his standard, but it's not a bad game. Also, he had 4 drops in just the first half. So when I keep hearing all these people like, oh, he started off 1 for 7. When he finally did get a completion, it was a 75-yard touchdown, and he had 4 drops.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will say is he missed Jalen Waddle. Like, I mean, he just did. Like every time he started Jalen Waddle, he threw it over his head. It was too high. So I'm not saying he was good or great. I think he's good. I think he's just not up to the 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks standard that we've seen for the last couple games.
Yeah,
like
that was pretty predictable. It was a trap game. It was at the 49ers. The 49ers, I don't think in 4 games have given up a single point in the second half. So
they're the best defense in the
if
NFL.
the Dolphins would have won that game, I would have thought, okay, like they could win the AFC for sure.
Speaking of those 2 teams, apparently from I don't know who, I don't know sources. We don't get calls, but the Panthers are looking to drop Baker, and the 49ers are looking to pick him up on waivers.
Might start over Jimmy G.
Jimmy G's hurt.
Yeah.
You didn't watch enough football yesterday.
Yeah.
He broke his foot. So he's out for the year, broke his foot. And what I do like about this move is he's bad enough.
This is awesome.
Yeah, he's bad enough to where I think that he's very moldable. And the way that they play is spread the field, throw 5 yards at a time, give it to playmakers and let them do the work. Give it to Debo, IU, give it to Christian McCaffrey. Not only that, Christian McCaffrey and Baker had a great relationship. And Christian McCaffrey was his number 1 target on the Panthers. I just think it's a good fit. I don't think he's going to be anything special at all. I just want to say that. But I think it would be cool.
If Baker gets on the 49ers, this man has had the craziest opportunities ever because he was on the best Browns team in the last 25 years. That team around Baker was ridiculous. And they somehow scrapped out a playoff game.
I can't
if
hear this about the Browns.
If he gets on the 49ers.
I cannot hear how good the Browns are. Bill Belichick, the GOAT of coaches, went 10 games under 500 with the Browns. They suck. The organization sucks. They'll always suck. It doesn't matter who you put in there.
I'm just saying, they have the best team around in 25 years.
The fact that he won a playoff game with them it's good. Now, I mean, with the Panthers, there's nothing to defend with the Panthers. But they suck too, so who knows?
I wonder if Baker could be better than Jimmy
And now,
G.
after all this with the Panthers, they're signing this guy, they're playing this guy. Sam Darnold starts for them. Like, what?
I wonder if they could trade for Jacoby Brissett.
The Panthers?
Do something. No, I'm talking about
I think he's
the
a free
49ers.
agent after the year.
Talking about the 49ers.
Oh, for this year? No. Well, Jacoby might be good, but I really think they're just going to pick up Baker off waivers. And the dude that plays for them now, dang, what was that guy's name? Do you remember? That played for the Niners yesterday?
No, I saw it. I was so confused.
I don't know too much about him, but Dan Orlovsky covered him for a couple years, and he seems to really like him. Like he thinks he can do what the 49ers are looking for.
Dan likes every underdog QB because he was
in the
NFL. Yeah.
Oh, he got roasted
every
today.
Time there was an underdog QB, he rides with them because he knows what it feels like. He wanted someone to ride for him like that.
He also he got roasted today because he said he was talking about Pat Mahomes and he was saying how if he had a son that he was teaching to be QB, he wouldn't let them look at Pat Mahomes. He'd make them watch Joe Burrow to like copy how he plays because he thinks Pat Mahomes is a unicorn and you can't replicate it.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember. I think it was that one dude that's on First Take all the time with Stephen A. Steve Irwin, maybe. Regardless, whoever
I don't know.
Whoever it was, Michael Irving.
Oh.
Whoever it was, Michael Irving. He said, "You want to have him look at your tape, Dan?"
Oh,
he just roasted.
What did Dan say?
He was like, okay.
Yeah, Dan. And he was on the 0-16 Lions too.
And he ran out of bounds.
Yeah, which was way worse than Jimmy G.
Oh, it's
not even comparable.
And he's just still running, looking for the guy for 10 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan's kind of a meme, man.
Well, and right after that, I'm pretty sure they drafted Matt Stafford, and then Matt Stafford won 7 games the next season with the same team.
Yeah.
Which is funny too. I don't know.
Are you surprised at all how bad the Rams have been this year?
No. They're old. I think the NFL is changing a lot. I mean, the amount of times that teams are running the ball now compared to previous years, I think it's the most in 30 years or something like that. And their running game was trash. Like, also, I said this a couple weeks ago, but the Buccaneers also rely heavily on their pass games. Their running game is not great, and they took a big dip too. They're having to change a lot. So I think the NFL is just getting to where it's short. You're getting the balls to playmakers as fast as you can. You're either doing screens, you're doing short passes, you're getting your running back out in the flat in the open, or you're just handing it off to him or whatever.
That's why the only exception is so good.
The only exception right now is the Titans because they're packing the box with 8 or 9 guys. They're blitzing every play, and Tannehill still sucks. And Tannehill just can't get the ball to anybody. So they're handing it off to D. Henry, who's getting hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's averaging like 2.5 yards a carry for his last 2 games. And then Ryan Tannehill just can't get the ball to anybody. I'm sorry, my Titans fans. A lot of my friends are Titans fans. I was just
tank for Bryce.
I mean, I was just roasting them, but like. What do you do? Like
they should have just lost the whole year, and then they should trade up to get Bryce.
They're a decent team, but now that the MO's out, the last 2, maybe 3 games, I know for a fact the last 2 games, is pack the box, don't let Henry run, and let Tannehill beat you. And Tannehill, 2 games in a row, can't move. He can't do anything. He can't throw. He was like 12 for 20, and they're in man, and they're blitzing everyone.
Yeah,
somebody's open. It's ridiculous, dude. But which leads me to say also. The Eagles' great win. Their offense looked great. Jalen Hurts threw some dots. That one play to A.J. Brown on the left side of the end zone. There were some great throws. I watched that game too. And but I think that the Titans' offense they're exposed.
It's coming down to the Eagles, Cowboys, and the NFC.
The Cowboys looked good. The first 3 quarters, I will say, they looked very pedestrian. They didn't look great. I know the Cowboys fans. I'm wearing a Cowboy jersey because I'm gonna get to this in a second. But anyway, why I'm wearing this jersey. But they looked very pedestrian through 3 quarters, and they scored 33 in the 4th. So they turned up in the 4th. I don't think it's Dak Prescott. Like, I don't know why. He's getting love, but Pollard and Zeke are carrying that offense. They have an insane line. Their wide receivers are good. CeeDee Lamb's great.
Bro, Pollard is turning into Christian McCaffrey.
Pollard's really, really good.
He's one of the best receiving backs in the NFL for sure.
So, like, I really don't like.
And he's so shifty.
I think Dak is averaging that game averaged 5 yards of reception for. I know he had less than 300. He might have less.
Dude,
than,
and
I think he had 170 yards. I mean, he's just It's the NFL. It's what I'm telling. This is what I'm saying. It's short passes. Get it to your guys. Let them make plays for you. Unless you're Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, unless you have one of those guys, or Joe Burrow. There's a handful of guys. I think Justin Herbert's probably like that too. Even Tua, to some extent, is not like that. Tua, you're getting it to Tyreek Hill. They had 300 yards of total offense, and Tyreek Hill had 150. I don't know, man. I think that's just how the NFL is now.
Well, did you see Odell's gonna visit the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm sure he
is.
If
they get Odell, they're the
favorite.
They
say, Odell's the star on the side of the.
They already are the favorite in the NFC over the.
They're
Eagles.
the favorite in the NFL. ESPN
to win the Super Bowl?
ESPN gave them a 50% chance to make the NFL or to make the
Super Bowl. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They have the highest odds to make the Super Bowl. Also,
dude, if they made the Super Bowl and played the Chiefs, I'm taking the Chiefs all day. Just because it's the Cowboys.
If they play the 49ers at the 49ers in the playoffs, I'm taking the 49ers. If they play the Eagles at the Eagles in the playoffs, I'm taking the Eagles. The thing is also that's weird about it is even if they're home, I might still take those two teams because the Cowboys are way better away than they are at home, in my opinion.
Dude, the NFC.
I think
is the AFC that much better than the NFC now? I don't think so. It was all just the AFC at the beginning of the year, and the NFC is turning up. You got the Eagles, one of the best teams in the NFL, Bills, Cowboys, 49ers, who just destroyed the Dolphins, who's one of the best teams in the AFC. The NFC and the AFC are right there now. Yeah. It is not just huge gap. And the AFC East, that's the Chiefs division. The AFC East, that was supposed to be or is it the AFC West?
The Chiefs.
AFC West.
Yeah.
That division was supposed to be stacked, and it's a terrible division.
I mean,
did the Chargers end up losing to the Raiders?
No.
They won. They came back.
I mean, I'm pretty sure because I saw this video of Derek Carr post-game, crying. He's like, you put in all this work just to lose. I watched it, dude. I felt bad for him. No, they did. They won by 7. So it must have been the game before that.
Raiders won?
So they're 5-7.
So the Chargers are now 500.
He was Derek Carr was crying, bro. He was like, everyone around me is so good. He was like, Devontae Adams is good. Josh Jacobs is one of the best running backs in the NFL. And he's like, and this is how I reward their hard work. He was
Dang,
just
dude.
like, yeah, I was like, dang, that hit. And then he just was like, sorry. He's like,
Sports is too much sometimes, man. And like it's a game, and like you got grown men crying after the game talking about.
well, I mean,
I
for
don't know,
them,
it's
it's
funny.
not a game.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, it's just kind of funny.
Herbert was 28 for 47 with 335 and a touchdown. So Herbert's not also one of those guys that is going to get it down the field. He's not as much of those guys that are just going to get it to playmakers. But that, I mean,
No, Herbert's a
if
big
I'm-
play kind of guy.
which-
What are you talking about?
that's what I just said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To Josh's, for me to give Josh a good point, bro, I, at the beginning of the year, said you need a top 5 QB to win. And I think this next 2 years is going to get less and less of that.
Well, especially with the 49ers.
I think eventually you're going to be able to win with a guy that never makes mistakes, and you have insane pieces around him that can just extend the ball down the field.
There's one team or two team. There's
And
two
then-
teams in the NFL that can win with not top 5 quarterbacks. That's the Cowboys and 49ers. If the 49ers
And
had
Dolphins. And Chargers.
the Chargers are 500.
I'm just saying these are teams that Chargers, for me, if they're a few pieces away, that is Justin Herbert is
Justin
could
Herbert will
great
be a
QB.
top 5 QB.
And not everyone can be a top 5 QB. You just
Okay,
name-
I said the two teams that can win a Super Bowl is Dallas and 49ers without like top 5
How many
debatable
teams can win the
QBs.
How many teams do you think can win the Super Bowl? 4.
5.
Okay, so then 2 of them.
Bills,
That's 50%.
Chiefs, Bills, Chiefs, 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles.
Tom Brady's not either, and the Buccaneers could.
No, they could not win the Super Bowl this year. Stop that.
You never know.
Stop that.
I never count out
No,
Tom. I never count
that's
out
not going to
Tom.
happen. It's not going to happen. And my prediction came to, I don't know if you ever saw that video, but I said before the season started, he's going to get divorced this year, and they're going to have a terrible year.
You said he.
Both
No,
of those-
you said
or he's
Tom
gonna have a
Brady,
bad
and that's
year.
not true.
He hasn't had a good year. I know. He hasn't had a good year.
Tom Brady has had
That video should have got way more love.
If other quarterbacks had the year Tom Brady's had so far, like if the Saints, if Jameis Winston was having Tom Brady's year, or
You
like
just have to win the games, though.
they're 5-6, man, and they play tonight. They can
And
go
then
to
the worst
500.
division in football. Imagine if they were in a better division. They might have 3 wins.
I don't know.
They're in the worst division in
You
football.
don't know who
They're
they
5 and
played.
6.
You don't even know who's they
I
played.
know they played terrible. I know they lost to the Panthers.
Yeah,
I know they lost to the Browns with Jacoby Brissett, who had maybe 2 or 3 wins.
4.
Yeah, that's the trash team. That is a trash team.
They start off cold.
I don't want it, man. I don't want to hear that.
They start off cold. It
They
proves
also
my point
barely
anyway.
beat the Rams at home by 30 seconds at their own 40 with no timeout.
I didn't say they were good.
I'm just saying they're trash. They're trash.
I didn't say they were good.
You said they might win
one
the
team-
Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
You don't know.
They're not going
To say that you know without a shadow of a doubt
I know,
is a lie.
I know.
It's fallacy.
I
It's
know.
made up. It's
No, I know.
imaginary. It's
I know they're 5 and 6 in the worst division in football. That's all I know.
who have they, you
They
don't
might
know.
not even
You
win the
just named
division.
teams that they played. You named 2 teams that they played that were trash.
Bro,
You don't know their schedule. You're just saying stuff. If you knew their schedule and you said, "Here's their schedule," these teams are all
They
under
were
500
saying that
and they
their
lost.
schedule was so weak before the year that they could go undefeated. That's
And now
how
you're
bad
saying
their
that the
schedule
teams that
was.
we thought were bad are good, and the teams we thought were good are bad. So before the
We
season
never
doesn't
thought
matter.
the Browns would be good without Deshaun Watson.
No, but besides the Browns, I'm saying there's teams that the Rams, for instance, there's teams that we thought were going to be good that are bad. So I don't care about any preseason, their easy record, hard record.
Yeah, that makes no sense. What
How?
you're saying.
Anyway, what I was gonna say next is, Lamar Jackson went down with a knee injury. I don't know if you saw that either.
No, I did see that.
Okay. And I don't think it matters. I think they'll make the playoffs.
And they're gonna lose.
Okay, bro. I don't care.
They're gonna lose in the playoffs.
I think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think he's gonna come back after a couple games, hopefully. The rest of their games look like the Steelers hopefully will win. Browns, Falcons, Steelers, Bengals. So between all those, I think the Bengals at the end's a loss. Everything else could go either way. So they're looking at a 12-win year. And then if they pull one off against Joe Burrow, then they're 13 wins.
I'd put the Bengals in a Super Bowl threat too, actually. So 6 teams.
You named them. What are the 6 teams then?
Bengals, Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles.
Those are the 6?
Yes.
Those are probably the 6 with the highest odds.
Yeah, probably.
So Dolphins you don't got.
No, they're not ready yet.
I think the big thing about the 49ers defense is goated, and they're not going to have to play them.
The 49ers.
They're not. The Dolphins aren't going to have to play them. They're the only. And first of all, nobody exposed anybody.
You really think the Dolphins
didn't
could beat
expose
the Bills at the Bills? You really think that?
I've watched the Bills drop 3 games they should have won. I've watched Josh Allen
throw
picks in the end zone on
freezing.
game. I've watched Josh Allen throw picks in the end zone on game-winning drives. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Josh Allen in those situations. I've trusted him in one.
Why would I trust Tua though?
I didn't say.
Been in the
so if you can't trust either, what do you go with? Oh, if you can't,
I'm just asking you a question.
Hold on, let me finish my thought. If you can't trust either, then I'm going to go with the one with Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, that tight end. I'm going to go with the guys that can make plays on offense.
And I'm going with Stephon Diggs and a better defense, and Josh Allen, who's a better quarterback than Tua.
Stephon Diggs is by himself. What other guy do they have that's Tyreek? First of all, I put Tyreek Hill over Stephon Diggs anyway. Jalen Waddle's knocking on the door.
That's debatable.
But you just called him the best. You just called him the best receiver in the NFL.
Who?
You.
Oh, that was it's Justin Jefferson. The top 3 is Diggs, Hill, and Justin Jefferson. I'm just saying
it's Jamar Chase, Hill, and Jamar Chase is over Stephon Diggs too.
I don't think so.
You're crazy for that. Everyone says, like, literally 50% of people you talk to are gonna say Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the NFL.
Okay.
You're crazy for that one.
How am I crazy for that? People were saying Diggs was the best receiver in the NFL coming into the year.
He's older than all 3.
Okay. What does that matter?
He's not. He's no longer in the prime of his career.
How? He's
having
a great
good
year.
He's having a good year, but I would rather have. I think the Vikings ended up winning that trade. I'd rather have Justin Jefferson. I'd rather have Jamar Chase. I'd rather have Tyreek Hill. At this moment in time, I probably wouldn't rather have Jalen Waddle.
The Vikings. I'm talking about the Bills almost went to the AFC Championship last year with
and it took Josh Allen's best performance ever to lose
at the Chiefs though.
Right. I don't see how he plays better than that in this with what I'm seeing right now. How does he play better than that? Listen, everyone's trying to get over this mountain of Patrick Mahomes. Can Lamar Jackson beat him? Can Josh Allen beat him? The only person that can beat him is Joe Burrow. First of all, he's 3-0 against him.
Oh, Joe Burrow.
He's 3-0, and no one else has come close. And the Cincinnati. It's a terrible matchup for him. They play Cincinnati. Cincinnati thrives in man because Jamar Chase is the best. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, that's top 3 duo. Jamar Chase is the best, probably the best receiver in the NFL. He's right there. And when you put him in man, he's unguardable. There's a few people in the NFL that are unguardable in man, and that's Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, and Justin Jefferson.
And Bud Diggs isn't?
He's been guardable this year. A lot of teams have played them in man. But I'm just saying that those 3 are definitely unguardable in man as of right now. Not at any point in their career. I'm sure Stephon Diggs had years where he's unguardable in man. But beyond that, Jamar Chase thraxes their defense because they play him in man. And then on the other side of the ball, you have T. Higgins, and no one can guard him either. So it's a terrible matchup. And until the Chiefs decide to start playing some zone coverage against the Bengals, it's going to be a bad matchup the next time they play too. Which is off topic, I guess, but I think that if they meet in the playoffs, it's gonna be a bad matchup again. They just match up with the Chiefs so well. But to your point, if Josh Allen had a team that matched up well with the Chiefs, he probably would have won that game too. But I don't know because he keeps throwing picks in the end zone. He has the most picks since the start of last year of any QB in the NFL. He makes so many mistakes. He makes huge plays, but with every huge play he makes a terrible.
Joe Burrow also led the league in turnovers too.
Joe Burrow's offense. Joe Burrow. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Fumbles included?
Yes.
Yeah, because his line's trash. Okay, so it's a combined stat.
No, because he also holds on to the ball too long, too. They were talking about that last night. He holds on to the ball too long.
I didn't see him do that last night. I saw him beat the Chiefs last night.
Okay, they beat the Chiefs. They also lost to the Steelers when he had 3 picks.
Whatever, man.
You're recency bias.
It's not recency bias. No,
you're recency
He beat him
bias.
last year. He beat them last year, and he beat them again this year. He beat them twice last year.
And it was at the Bengals. It was at the Bengals.
They're 2-0 against them. How do you beat them 3 straight times and you just focus? That's recency for you then.
And they won like 6 straight games since that. They were due for a loss. I mean, I think you're doing.
They're 3. They've won 3 straight.
I think you're putting this game like way too much.
I'll put it this way. Patrick Mahomes has never beat Joe Burrow in a football game. He's never once beat him. That's all I need to say. Say what you want. Recency. This game was at Bengals. They had never beat him. They played him in the playoffs at the Chiefs, and smacked them.
And no. Oh, stop. That was a Chiefs collapse more than Burrow anything. That was a straight collapse.
Okay.
They were up by 2 touchdowns going into the half.
Okay.
I think they were up by 2 touchdowns going in the fourth.
What was the final?
That was just a collapse. They won by 3. They won on a game-winning field goal.
So who was leading at halftime at the end of the game, though?
Okay, the Bengals. But I'm saying that was more Chiefs collapse than anything.
Yeah, but what was the other 2 losses? Because he's lost to him 3 straight times.
Oh, yeah,
and he's never beat Joe Burrow. That's what I'm saying.
You got to relax.
At this point, I don't even know if it's Josh Allen versus Pat Mahomes. It might be Joe Burrow versus Pat Mahomes.
Maybe. I mean,
because what other back and forth have you seen where the one guy just beats him in absolutely everything and it's a rivalry? He beats him in every statistical category. He beats him every time they touch the field. That's not a rivalry. You know what's a rivalry? The guy that's 3-0 against you and you can't beat him. That's a rivalry.
I wasn't saying Josh Allen.
No, I'm not talking to you specifically.
This all started with.
I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm
just
talking. Just stuff on my mind. That's what a podcast is for.
You're up and ready for this one,
bro. I'm telling you, I did my research. Do what you want, bro. I watched every game. But yeah, I think one thing I did want to talk about is Lamar's injury. How do you think it affects contract negotiations going forward?
I think it's a big deal because with a guy like Lamar who just doesn't throw a lot for accuracy and uses his legs so much, he's just going to be an injury liability for the rest of his career. So I don't know if you want to give a guy $200 million guaranteed for 5 years when you know that he's going to be battling injuries every single year.
Here's why I think that is.
I don't know. But if you're Baltimore, what do you want?
I think it doesn't affect his contract. If anything, it might help, which is not as hot a take as I think it is, because I think the injury a lot of the injury is based on the fact that the front office can't get him good players. I think that the Ravens as an organization are as much to blame for his injury as Lamar Jackson himself.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of weapons for sure.
Yeah.
And their defense just straight collapses this year. They've given up more fourth quarter leads than I think any other team in the NFL.
I don't want to talk about college football.
I mean, we can talk about it. It's fine. That's why I didn't watch football yesterday, because I was so nervous.
That's why I did. I was like, I can't watch it. I'm just going to focus on the NFL.
And then as soon as the selection show happened, I just went and worked out and ate and then just went to sleep.
But anyway, or we can, because I actually do want to say a couple things about the college football atmosphere right now. But before I talk about college football,
now I'm about to get ready for this one.
I want to bring up Trevon Diggs. Okay, Trevon. This is why I got the jersey on. Trevon Diggs yesterday, blue coverage. The Colts scored. I keep seeing this video everywhere. People talking bad about Trevon Diggs. Listen, it's a terrible take. Okay. If you're saying Trevon Diggs is bad based off that one play, you do not know football. You don't know the NFL. Either start watching it or just quit talking about it. And here's why I say this. Trevon Diggs last year led the league in picks, had more picks than a lot of teams had. And you guys were like, well, he blows coverages, he sells out for the picks. So what does he do the very next year? Locks everyone up and gets less picks, and then you're going to say, oh, he has less picks, he's bad. Okay. Well, what do you want him to do? Okay, and I brought some receipts because I don't want to hear these comments about here's my receipts. Jamar Chase, who I just said was the best receiver in the NFL, 2 receptions, 14 yards against Diggs. Justin Jefferson, who you might say is the best receiver in the NFL, 2 receptions for 19 yards against Trevon Diggs. A.J. Brown just lit up his old team, 1 reception for 16 yards. He's 3rd in passes defended, and in my opinion, he's the number 3 cornerback in the NFL. And there's statistical backup for this. Like he blew one play. Like what? And people are so quick to hate. And I think it might just be because it's the Cowboys and they're gonna have a spotlight. But he number 1. Listen, there's 2 guys above him. He's the number 3. I can't hear it anymore. Yeah. I think one is Patrick Surtain, 2 is Sauce.
Surtain's the best.
1 is Patrick Surtain, 2 is Sauce, 3 is Diggs. 2 are Bama players also, and with 2 being Bama players, what? He is in the NFL.
Yeah, he's like a hybrid.
He was a star guy for Bama, but that's not really a position on his team. So. I didn't think he was fast enough for the actual corner. Yeah, I don't know. He's been locked up.
He's
probably the best in the NFL. But yeah, at Bama he did play the star, which is like both.
Hey, who's a good defensive player from Georgia in the NFL?
Actually,
Jordan
Davis saved the Cincinnati Bengals' D-line. So I don't want to speak on Georgia's defense.
Jordan Davis is
their run game has looked absolute garbage until they played the Chiefs, and then he came back, and you're like, okay, their run defense is back because of one player. One player. So I don't want to.
He's the size of two players.
Let's not get into that because he's a beast. But I just want to actually. I keep hearing. I heard this today. I saw a TikTok. A guy on a podcast. First of all, whoever had a sports podcast is dumb anyway. So just don't believe what they say. But also, he said it's no longer we want Bama, it's we want Georgia, and that might be the dumbest thing. They've had decent stretches. It's won their first SEC title since 2017. Bama's won 6 out of the last 10.
Who won the championship that year?
Alabama. No, in 2017 they won. Yeah. Oh, the Natty. Yeah.
And who did they beat to win the Natty? Georgia.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. They split with Bama last year. I don't know why everyone keeps forgetting.
And 2 of their receivers went down, and they still almost won the game. That's the problem that you guys have.
Let me get a thought out.
You guys had the greatest. You guys had a top 5 recruiting class ever, who were all juniors. We just came off one of the biggest turnovers from 2020, one of the most drafted teams ever in college football history, and we still beat you by 3 scores. In the SEC championship, and 2 of our best receivers went down, and we still had to lead in the 4th quarter. You guys are nothing. You also play in the East, which has no depth whatsoever. You guys had 1 game this season, which was Tennessee at home. After you got film all the way from Bama, after Bama played them first when they were at the hottest point in their season. And you guys got a 3-loss team. You guys got the worst team to represent the West in the SEC championship of my lifetime. That was a 3-win LSU team last year who was trash. I don't want to hear anything about Georgia. Bama's never gone since 2009. Bama has never gone 3 years without winning a national championship. Never, ever. Since Kirby left Saban was 4-0 against him. 4-0 against Kirby.
He's 4-1 now.
Yeah, now he's 4-1 after losing his best 2 receivers. It's not we want Georgia. Okay, if you guys make a run the next 5 years, sure.
15.
But even when Clemson won 2 out of 3, they never said we want Clemson. It was still we want Bama. But you guys are so quick to turn on them. I'm done with
it.
I'm done with it.
Listen to this.
Wait till they lose to Ohio State.
Let me say this. 2018, right? Great team. I would say 2017 Natty. 2017 Natty, okay? 2018 great team, one of the best teams ever, losing the Natty. A lot of guys come back. So 2019 has a lot of hype around it. We lose 2 games. After all that hype from 2018, our QB goes down for 2 games. 2020, we win the Natty. 2021, a lot of hype. New QB, we losing the title. 2022, we lose 2 games. Are you getting the pattern here, guys? I'm just saying.
We've never gone 3 years without winning a title.
I'm just saying.
If we don't win the title next year, then you can start saying the dynasty's over, sure. But we've never gone since
we want Bama until Saban dies.
Yeah. Just stop.
I can't hear we want
Georgia. You guys are so
it doesn't even
dumb and desensitized. We have 15 straight seasons with 10-plus wins. Call me when Georgia does freaking 5 straight years with 10 straight wins. I don't want to hear it. I don't. Because since Kirby's been there, they've had down years. Where they've won 8 or 9 games and even finished the year unranked.
That's all from the Good Point Bro podcast. It's been great on episode number 33. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on episode number 44. All right. 34. You guys stay safe. All right. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.